So worried.
Okay.
It's because I'm the real combat powerhouse.
So who's controlling Ander?
I am.
Awesome. So are we ready?
I believe so. Just set up the sheets
And you are.
on another tab.
Sorry, I'm just like stuffing my face off mic because nobody wants to hear that.
Oh, you're so right.
I want to hear that.
You don't.
Yeah, so I have misophonia. I will literally just drop.
I'd never even know what that is.
Basically, the sound of people eating makes me want to straight up murder people.
Wow, really? I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Totally a thing.
Totally a thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a brain filter issue.
Gotcha. I'll
Is the
do my
map supposed
best
to be
not.
just pure black?
I am trying to work out why it's not working.
Okay.
You're blind to this entire cave. Forever.
Did nobody
Well,
bring
maybe you human
Pokemon
types.
Flash?
See what you get for being human?
Hey, that's why Dimitri has a light spell.
Okay. Fingers crossed this is working now.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
we can only see us at the top and a little bit over here.
A little bit over there, you shouldn't be able to see anything up. It's because...
I can see this.
Same.
Ah, no. I'm gonna have to redraw the outside again. Try you over
We're
there.
done. Oh, hey, we teleported.
They went into the cave and then back here.
You put the party in, you take the party out, you put the party in, and you
You
shake
shake it all
out.
about. Do the hokey pokey and I fuck you up. Everybody's dead right now. Hey, hey. And it's quarter party wide.
Premonition of
I'm glad-
And it's a quarter party
Yeah, I'm glad
wide.
you're finally acknowledging your combat style.
What's that?
Murder all the things.
No, I'm not evil.
What part of fuck up all your shit and everybody's dead is not evil?
Oh,
Sounds-
speaking of which, I'm running a game on Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
and there was damage to the party, and someone ended up rolling death saves, and they rolled 2 1s.
Wow,
Damn.
Ouch.
that's pretty brutal. Well, dying isn't the worst thing ever, depending on the situation.
And clearly they wanted to die.
Right. I mean, and in my campaign, it was kind of a prelude to the main game anyway.
Anyway. Hopefully that works without you guys seeing the whole entire map now.
Sure.
I was going to say, Grizz, you were there for that.
Oh yeah, was I? Oh yeah, I was too. Okay. So, can everyone see the map?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
What can you see? It's not behaving for me. I should be able to, like, click on you guys and see what you guys see.
We can see, yeah, like a line of sight thing.
No, there's like a line of sight thing. I'm supposed to be able to just like hit a hotkey and I get to see what you guys see without.
Right.
Fantabulous.
Yeah, I have a
Actually,
really
didn't
good
say we
leg
couldn't
count.
turn in this place, right? Dimitri start writing up the message. We're taking this shit.
That's interesting.
Actually, yeah, I was actually gonna. I forgot, but thank you for reminding me. I was gonna go write up one of those notes. I totally forgot to say it at the end of last week, but yeah, we're taking this cave by the books.
That's interesting. You shouldn't be able to see the black outline on the outside.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean that? Yeah.
The exterior of it, yeah.
Yeah, like this bit.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's alright. This just shows us the wall at least.
Yeah. Okay. So, you stand before that of, not this yet, but you stand before that of the door that just recently opened. The knocking of the hollows of the caw echoing into the chamber, which then rumbled as a stone door basically pulled itself downwards into the ground. Dwarven tomb, it appears to be. At least to the dwarf and the gnome, anyway.
Alright, but how do you think that worked? I mean, is it like counterweighted or is it powered by magic? I can't imagine that a counterweight would work on the sound of knocking. That seems like a really weird thing to work. I want to know how it works.
I tend to go with magic in that case.
You've generally seen how like sealed tombs work in dwarven citadels and such like that, and cemeteries. None really have a sophisticated lock like this, so you're not really sure about that part. But you know how the door part works, like
Yes,
mechanics of
ancient
the actual
art of
door
Simon.
opening. Okay, quickly refresh the page. Got a gigantic. You're waiting. So, generally, I'm going to ask this one last time. Are we ready to enter, or are you going to chicken run it all the way back?
Well, we definitely already sent a message, at least. This place is here for whenever we want it.
Hmm. But are
I
you
guess
going
we
to
should
do a
wait until we get
Scrodinger's halfling?
Are we expecting to get a response back about whether it's already been taken or not? Which I assume no.
Well, basically, after a couple of minutes, you do get a reply of congratulations, you have discovered an unmarked ruin. The party of Rudis Morthorian does have permission to loot and explore that of the ruins. Anyone within is considered a squatter and can be removed with any necessary force deemed by the party. So yeah,
I think we should set squatters on fire.
basically
Sure.
it's a catch-22. If you find it first, anyone already inside is technically called an interloper of the ruins, therefore can be removed by the party. This includes anyone forgetful enough to not send out one of these messages themselves. Or someone that comes in after a party that has claimed it.
Oh, lovely. Do we really think the halfling is in here?
That's
So
a
I
good
think-
question.
Because if anything, we can go deal with our prior arrangement and then come back. It's here for us.
So Stroger's halfling, are you? Halfling is conceived dead or alive until seen.
Schrodinger?
Schrodinger, yeah.
Yeah,
Both dead and
Schrodinger
alive.
is something
Well, I mean-
entirely different.
He's presumably perceiving himself if he is alive.
Yeah, I know, right? But as a party as the onlooker.
True.
So
Well, no one's perceiving me right now, so am I alive and or dead?
Actually, your party is, so therefore you're alive.
also
I
technically
perceived him when he was
perceiving.
dead too.
Also, technically, perceiving is like interacting with any kind of physical matter ever. So
Alright.
that's a thing too. But I rolled a investigation to see if it seems like this door has moved recently, or if there's any kind of disturbance around the entrance to this
You
cave.
can have advantage because you did see actual drag marks towards this actual door part. From last session, if you remember, you did discover that there was actually something being dragged across the ground, and it led to a section of wall, and this part is where the door opened, the section of the wall where the drag marks stopped. Upon looking upon the door itself, you find that the drag marks continue through this area. There is a small break where it is actually at the top of the part that opened up, but it continues on through, and now that there hasn't been any weather or anything like that affecting it, you can see that there are some red marks of blood of all sorts included in the scratch marks of dragged mud and dirt.
Well, somebody's here.
Why don't we go find out?
I suppose first things first then. Dimitri, illumination please, and she holds up her maul for the light spell.
Of course. He does so, happily. Rightio then.
That's a bit better.
You know,
So-
it would actually make a lot more sense than casting it on your maul. Cast it on a small rock, which I will move around with Mage Hand, so that none of us individually are light sources for targeting by anything in the darkness.
That is actually quite smart of you. Thank you, Lynn.
Dimitri can do that for you.
Pick up stone.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, it seems like being an adventurer is far more dangerous than I originally anticipated, so I feel like we should probably be making wise and thoughtful decisions before we do things.
Why isn't thoughtful? That sounds like you.
You're right, I'm going to do horrible things to my reputation.
I think you already
One
have.
of those smart things being a bit quiet. We don't know what's in here.
Okay. So you find yourself moving forward into the actual area, or are you going to turn around and run?
I think we're going to go into the area, but can I ask a totally random question?
Sure, I can give you a totally random answer. Potatoes. There we go.
Ask the question, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
sorry.
so, is sign language a valid choice for languages to learn?
Yeah,
Potatoes.
yeah, potatoes.
Isn't that basically
Potatoes.
thieves' cant?
Yes. Yeah, Thieves' Can is basically sign language.
That
Oh,
is
okay,
core
fair
speak.
enough.
Either core or thieves' cant.
There's no like dumb mute and blind language or anything like that. Like they haven't. You gotta understand that.
Drow,
There's no braille? What?
Yeah, there's no braille. There's
Because
no.
traditionally Drow have hand speech.
Yeah, they do have hand speech, but what I mean is like there's
Guessing
no
telepathy
like
would be the
disability
dumb
language.
mute and blind thing.
Yeah, that's magic usually comes into place, so they never develop things like modern day sign language or anything like that. But military sign language, yes, there is. Racial sign language, yes, there is. Thieves' Cant sign language, yes, there is, but and so forth. Basically, it's things that fill in the blanks, but there's no like blown language you can learn like sign language.
Okay, cool. Just
No
wondering, because
worries.
I still have an open
Excellent.
language slot I haven't filled, so I was just thinking.
I see. Unfortunately, you can't take the. Oh wait, you already have Thieves' Cant. Never mind. Anyway, so you proceed down the hallway, and it starts to dip into a series of stairs. And as you go down, you can start seeing along the walls, thanks to the stone casting light, that the walls contain runic marks and different types of carvings that have become decayed eroded with time, but most of them can be quite clearly seen as dwarven runes, both in text and in forms of language, in
Okay,
imagery.
well, unless anyone stops me, I'm immediately like just going to gravitate over there and start trying to read them.
Basically, seems to be the law. It's like half there, if not even a quarter there.
Are there any dwarves getting killed by
Judge
elephants?
Dredd voice. It's law.
It's law. No, but basically, what you can basically gather that this is the tomb of Hammerheart, the dwarven hero that the cartographer and the noble were looking for. From what you can tell, he did many great deeds. What those great deeds are kind of lost thanks to half stories that you gain from the markings and stuff like that because of the erosion. Some of the erosion also looks like it has been damaged by external forces, not just time itself, but something rubbing heavily against it.
All right, so I'm gonna excitedly detail all the stuff that I read to the party. Like, just kind of trail off when I get to one of the rub sections.
Hmm.
Like,
You also note
guys?
ripped and torn tapestries, both from time as well as some sort of external source.
I mean, I'm just saying something serious enough to wear out dwarven runes. Pretty serious business.
None of them seem magical, it's all just text.
Even
what I
so,
think
dwarves
so.
build to last.
It could be it's whatever creature's home for a while. Doesn't necessarily mean this is moved in today.
I suppose. I mean, is it more of like a smooth wearing down or
Smooth
kind
wearing
of a
down.
ragged abrasion? Okay.
Smooth wearing down and a bit of ragged abrasion here and there. It's a mixture of all of the above. So, as you proceed down, you finally reach the area that you are visibly able to see now. Hopefully you're not seeing way too much of the map. I'm not really sure if it's done it properly. But you can see that it turns away into two different paths that seem to loop around. To your left, which is on the map right, you find yourselves looking at what looks to be a cave-in of some sort that probably has destroyed most of the actual tomb itself. You guys can proceed. Move your tokens. Oh, I should probably give Ender control to you at the moment. Let's see. I can't really give control of this token over to you without... There we go.
The covenant is made.
Should be able to move Ender now, Lynn. It's less of a wall and more rock form. A lot of rock form.
I just noticed how fancy this is because, like, the vision cone changes when I move around.
Yeah, that's dynamic lighting for you.
That's real fancy, like.
You haven't seen dynamic lighting?
Give me a second. I'm just going to check on the rocks. Don't move around too much, otherwise you'll spoil yourself.
I'm actually going to go get a drink for a second because I have one.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I'm gonna continue preparing my food.
I'm so hungry. I should probably eat.
I mean, I should definitely eat, but right now I'm setting up breakfast for the rest of the week.
Doing things in
was.
advance. Huh.
Yeah, I'm cutting up peppers and onions so that I can just throw them in the pan in the morning.
Nice.
Too smart for me. I'm really lazy when it comes to cooking.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to cook. And, like, I only have to do this once a week where I, take the time to cut some veggies.
Yeah. Everything comes in packs now. You can get, just a pack of vegetables you can put in a microwave or whatever.
Cost more.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand how poor I am. I am crazy poor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how the rule of thumb for making money is that you shouldn't be spending more than a third of your income on your housing?
Oh, right. But no, I don't, but sure.
Alright, so I'm spending almost half of my income.
That really sucks.
Yeah, but spending more than half was worse, so it's an improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I feel like that rule of thumb is more or less outdated at this point. It's like, depending on the city you're in, it's just not fucking possible. Unless you're like fucking super lucky to have a well-paying job.
I mean, if I got that one job in Seattle, I'd be doing fine. Making like 30 an hour.
That's about what I'm gonna be shooting to make, but in Canadiana dollars, so probably not as much actually.
Shame the pound got screwed over. If not, I'd be laughing at your monies. No, not really, though.
I mean, I'd laugh at you politically, but Trump.
Yeah. I mean, I'm laughing at my political system too. They're both pretty retarded. It's pretty sad. Really.
We have the best politics.
Yeah.
No.
I get to hear a lot more of it because I'm friends with Terry Malloy, so he posts a lot about it recently.
I don't know who that is.
He's a British actor. He was like the original. He was the '80s Davros.
So,
Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
Did you boil the eggs properly this time?
No. One of them became poached. Because it was already cracked a bit, so it all just went out of the shell. Okay. So yeah.
Oh.
This cave-in that you see before you, Lynn, it looks heavily fallen in, to the point that the rocks have settled and the dirt has settled to the point that you need a pickaxe to dig through it. And probably some supporting beams so that it doesn't continue falling in after removing the current stone and dirt that's in the way. Yes, this corridor is blocked.
Beyond my expertise to fix.
Very much so. Unless you had move earth, but...
Just so you know, with
Yeah,
that
but you-
dynamic
I s-
lighting, we can totally see this.
Mmm.
My gesture
I
to
can see his
people
hand
point
poking
that
out.
way.
Well, I guess I can't really, but you could. No, I can.
Andrew can
The
definitely see
green?
it.
The green, right?
Sorry?
The green.
Mmm.
Some red thingy here. I don't think
Okay.
you're alone.
I don't think they're alive.
Okay.
Oh, I don't actually see what it is. I just see like a piece of something.
It's just dead people on the floor.
Oh, that was like a spider thing. I only see like a bunch of limbs.
It's it's like an arm and a head and a leg,
Oh, fun.
another arm.
as you proceed down the hallway, you pass this small room. And that is this room in question that you've been pointing at for the last, I don't know how long. You can see that
Lovely.
it used to be some sort of room of importance with that of the dwarf itself, but it seems to have been recently reformed into a makeshift storage area of ripped apart limbs of different soldiers. One seems to be wearing different apparel to the three others that all wear similar to that of the guard, but their limbs are torn asunder from each of their torso and such.
I was about to say, is it a room of just limbs?
No, it's
Oh,
not
it's not.
just limbs, but there's torso and everything like that. Roll me investigation. If you want. Want to poke around?
I always loot the bodies.
There's nothing much on them, because you find most of them eaten. A lot of
Shits.
you notice a lot of the parts where the limbs have been torn free have large teeth marks showing form something gnawing away at them.
Do any of these look halfling size?
No, they're all human. 3 of them, though, you take note being guardsmen of Salven. The 4th one, you're not really sure. He looks to be a adventurer from the fact that he has a copper chit.
Oh, I was gonna say I was looking for chits. So yeah, I take all the chits I find.
But yeah. But yeah, most of these are ripped apart and eaten in some shape, form, or way. You also note that there is another cave in here, and a spring of water seems to be leaking through the cave in stones, and you can see that it's fresh water that lies in a now forming puddle, or pool, for lack of a better word. Yes, Esther, what are you doing in next check?
I wanted to see what I could learn about whatever the hell was eating people from its teeth marks.
Hard to really say. It doesn't look to be in a form of like a bestial rip and tear in the way of like a wolf or anything like that. Seems to be something that held the form and the limb and then bit into it like it was like a carrot.
Gigantic rabbit confirmed. Hell rabbit confirmed.
I used the word carrot because it was the only thing I could think of that had the limb-like shape.
Well, I mean, like, fun fact, it takes about the same amount of biting strength to bite through a carrot as it does a human finger. Just your brain is like, don't do that, so you don't.
Hell beaver confirmed.
So I will. Well, no, I'm gonna say to the party that whatever did this seems to at least have some kind of amount of free limbs. I'm not sure if it walks upright, but it definitely has like the ability to hold somebody.
A mouth would be sufficient.
And yeah, I'd say not with the way the bite marks are. It looks like they were held down and then bit into.
Was there a water source above nearby?
There was a nearby river and all that jazz. There might have been a water source above. But if you inspect the water, a simple nature check will do. Anyone going to do a nature check on it?
Whatever, I'm doing all the things.
What do
I
I look like a
noticed.
druid to you?
It tastes like fresh water. There might be a spring or some sort of water table that's leaking into the tomb. now that the stone has fallen through.
I do enjoy that your first idea when going into a dead person's area is to drink the water.
It doesn't seem to actually have any contaminants in it.
No, just the fact that
What's
you had to
this-
drink it to see that.
What's the smallest bit of meats that I can take?
Of the bodies,
Yep.
you can easily take fingers if there were any left.
Probably
There's a-
something more bigger and delicious than fingers. I have a bunch of sleeping poison you need to eat.
Yes, I was hoping
So-
you weren't going to be making cookies out of them.
Actually, candies are the only available option, but I didn't have time to make them, so...
Oh, that's
And we know it likes the
tough to deal
peoples.
There's easily a discarded arm or some sort of piece of leg that you could easily pick up.
Okay,
Would you be
I'll
able to
take-
find out like how fresh the bodies are? As in how long they've been here for?
Yeah, they're
with. Well, at least with
The
the few that
guardsmen?
just like the other guy, probably.
very
Probably
recently.
Oh,
The
right, yeah, sorry.
fourth one, maybe a couple of days, from the amount of rot and decay that's in the remaining parts.
Here's a question: can we hear anything besides like water trickle?
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I did worse.
I should actually throw up,
Problem.
give you control of End's character sheet, actually, now I think about it.
That'd probably be good.
Wow.
There we go. Now you got control of Ender.
Come on, Ander.
Can you access Ender there? Lynn?
I still don't see a sheet.
Should be visible. Oh, I didn't give you visibility of it, I just gave you control of it. My bad. There he is.
Yep.
You hear a muffled noise coming through the series of doors towards the end of this corridor. You're not sure if it's on the other side or if it's even further beyond. Can't make out what's making the noise or what is the noise itself. But it's muffled.
I suppose we're doing this. Come on.
But the other thing is that you cannot see any halfling remains in this pile of stuff.
Yeah, we asked about that earlier.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure if I said it.
I'm going to go to try to take cover in the open doorway
Sure.
where the bodies are, and I'm going to draw a bow and leave it lined up on that doorway.
No worries.
Yeah, Altea will go up to the door and look back at everyone and make sure everyone's ready.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to hide behind the cover I have because I can. If you want to roll stealth now, I can, or I can do it after.
Yes, please.
Next question is
I'm
this
good.
door locked? Or does this door look
Sorry,
like
one
there's a
second.
lock on it?
Sorry, 1 second, my throat's acting up. You look forward towards the thing, and it doesn't look to be having a lock on it. It looks to be a simple dwarven stone door. that you would normally push open to enter the next chamber.
Alright, then, Esther doesn't have to do this then.
Okay.
So pushes inward?
Yes.
Alright. And Galatea will be on whichever side is towards, like, the turn.
Okay.
And carefully open it.
So as you push the door open, you hear a click. As you suddenly hear the noise of something of a thump, 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 thump. As a series of darts seem to just fire out of the ceiling and the floor underneath. Whilst the door was not locked, it appears to have been trapped. Jay, could you please make...
done, Lynn.
Could I please get you to make me a Constitution saving throw?
No chance to dodge out of the way?
No, it's just from the sudden appearance of them. There wasn't like a surprise. As you get hit by 10 darts out of the possible many, taking 10 damage. You feel a coursing through your veins as you start pulling the darts out, and you take note that there is a green liquid at the tip of them. Luckily, you steel yourself against the poison as it courses through you.
Health. None of this would have gotten on my dress.
So yeah, you push the door open. The door continues swinging open after you push.
From now on, Lynn, we're using your mage hand.
It's a good idea. We should do that.
Okay. This next room, as you look into it, Galatea and Grimnir, because everyone's sitting back and such, resembles that of a kitchen of some sorts, but is messy, unkept. The tables and the chopping table up the back and such seem to be made from discarded wood planks and such.
There actually meat on this?
Yes, but as you approach and look at it, there might also be a limb sitting on the table as well.
We found a bloody cannibal.
That's assuming it's human.
Well, it knows how to use knives, it seems.
Roll me investigation.
I'm not the best at doing that. If anyone else would like to.
Dimitri starts looking about the actual area and he finds himself looking at a cleaver that is a little bit larger, more like scrap metal, but it's much larger than his forearm.
Some sort of giant.
While Dimitri's investigating, Esther's gonna move into where the dart trap was and scavenge.
Sure. Roll me investigation first with disadvantage. You find the actual slots themselves are very... roll me a perception first to find the actual trap itself.
Oh no, I'm not trying to look for the trap. I'm trying to look for the darts it shot out.
Oh, the darts that it shot out? Oh.
Poison is poison. Take what I can get.
whatever has hit Galatea has expended its poison, and the nearby water has caused the ground here to be a little bit wet, and the remaining poison on the dart basically has become diluted enough that it'll be useless.
Lame.
I mean, we know
I'll wait till everybody goes through and then do a perception check on the trap.
Sure. Just roll it anyway, because I believe everyone would be walking through.
Oh,
Nope.
no, I messed up.
You had a one was your first roll anyway. You're not exactly sure exactly where these darts come from. You feel about the ground, and you can't even feel the indentation where the dart slots might have been at all.
All right, well, that plan's boned. I'm going to move here. Actually, I'm going to move there, take cover behind the door, hide if I can. I'll roll that.
Okay.
There are some chests in here, Esther.
And then keep track on the door.
Sure. Roll me a perception check. So who's investigating the chests?
Lynn, that mage hand of yours.
Of course.
Figure it can pass off the pebble or whatever we did to Galatea for the moment.
You can usually set it down on the log or the carved up log that's acting as a table.
I'd rather someone have a hold on it in case we need to move quickly.
Okay. So using Mage Hand, you play with the locks of a few of the chests and you flip them open. You find them containing very little of anything. At the bottom of them, upon closer inspection, is dust and a few discarded pieces of cloth and other things like that. You find an additional couple of chits, basically some tins and some teeth and everything like that. Useless crap. Animal teeth and all that jazz. Something that looks like it's been bitten at, but then discarded. You also find that there seems to be one chest that doesn't open to Mage Hand, and upon it sits a large tome book.
Okay, if no one stops me, I'm like, book!
As I see Lynn going like, book!
Yeah,
I'll
grab
say
him by the collar.
Oh, I was going to say check her for magic first.
Check it for traps. At this point, we just need to grab her by the collar and just lift her up. Patience.
Just like running in the air.
Annalyn, you need to calm down. There's no rush here.
But it's a book!
Well, sure it is, but we know how deadly these places can be.
It'll keep being a book in like a minute.
Okay, so Grizz, we've talked previously about how given that it's a ritual, I just kind of keep Unseen Servant up. Yes?
Well, it's just more along the lines of it takes like 10 or 15 minutes to cast every time.
Right, but I can cast it on the move. I mean, it's not like I have to hold still or anything to do it.
Most rituals do. You have to pause for a bit and do it every morning for every hour or something like that.
Yeah, but I say, how long does Unseen Servant last?
About an hour.
Well, because I think we took a short rest right before we went into the tomb, right?
Yeah, sure then.
Right.
Easy as. Yeah, that is an unseen servant.
Fantastic. So what I'm going to do is have my Unseen Servant bring me the book where I am in the air.
You guys watch as the book starts floating towards Lynn. The fact that she's not moving her hands and it's just saying book, and the
Well,
book's just coming
we
towards her.
saw her cast the thing.
Yeah, but you don't see the servant.
Yeah. See?
I'm rolling
It's
a
not.
dice real quick. Okay, I did see her cast the spell.
It's not very much of a secret spell casting unseen servant. There's a few things you have to do for it.
No, if I rolled really poorly, I'd shoot the book because I think it's funny.
Yeah, indeed. But either way, the book gets to Lynn. Oh, could you roll? You rolled a 16 for your perception. As you're looking towards the door, that's across the room, you notice that a lot of the door frame itself is slightly bulged out. Like the door still seems to be working, but the frame itself has been crushed towards something as something moved through it.
Got you.
Like you see giant chips of stone being ripped from the frame.
Yes, it was able to fit through the first door pretty okay, but the second door is a bit of a problem.
Hmm. Could you roll me an investigation check? You get advantage because the title, the contents, whilst the cover has no form, the contents are in Dwarven. So you get advantage on investigation, Lynn, to read it.
I hope so. Dwarven's one of my languages.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even if like she's above that, Galate could read it from above her shoulder thing too.
Oh, with advantage, you said?
You got it. Doesn't matter. It's more along the lines of that it seems to be written in shorthand. It's Dwarven shorthand. So as you look through it, you have a
Shorthand.
feeling that it is like a journal, or at least the last few months of whoever wrote it, and you discover that it is that of Darshan Hammerheart. You find one of the last entries, and it reads, "I have given up most of my treasures to the people of the Hikokan Islands, and have severed my ties to the Adventurers Hall. I still appreciate everything they have done for me, and they still hold high honors for me in memory of my participation in the last grand fights of the." It blurs out. You're not really sure exactly what he's talking about here. You spend a bit more time reading through the rest of the journal, you might be able to work out what event he's talking about. It continues. "I have no use for riches, and the only treasure I hold close to my heart are the ones here in my final adobe. These are the treasures that will prove useful as I continue to live a life of adventure. I only pray that I will fall in combat, and not to this blasted disease that has already taken over my hands and my sight." It appears that this is the last entry. The rest becomes illegible. The shorthand becomes worse. The runes become shaken, formed. It seems like whoever was writing it, this Dwarven Hammerheart, continued to attempt to write, but it became illegible to anyone trying to read it from then on.
They told him to draw a clock.
What?
Hannibal. Damn, that was a good show.
You also note that one of the chests that you'd tried to flip over in all the chests, one of them remains sealed. Appears to be the one that the journal was currently sitting on top of.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take my sweet book and go read it, and people who want to play with chests can.
Data looks to Esther and arches the brow.
I like my life a lot more than I like treasure.
Are you sure about that?
Esther shrugs.
That's what I thought.
You're the one that could find traps.
I'm still pretty concerned about this door right now.
Well, you can look for traps. That's not deadly, right?
Everyone roll me a perception check, please.
Okay, so laundry time has come.
Okay.
Nice.
The long, dark laundry time of the soul.
Grimnir and Esther. I'll imagine that Ander and Lynn are a bit busy talking amongst themselves about the book. You notice that the muffled noise that was coming through, that you heard slightly before, is a little bit more audible, but you still can't understand it. It sounds heavy and loud, but it's difficult to understand exactly what is being said. It does sound like a humanoid, and it sounds very loud. It does come through the other door. So, you're going to have a look at the chest.
Sorry, who's gonna have a look at the chest?
That's what I'm asking you guys looking at the chest.
It'll be there after.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't go away. Or that it does.
It's a
Unless
mimic.
that's exactly what we need to get rid of the thing down.
Oh, it's a mimic. Is there like a little
Fucking
chain
mimic.
hanging off on the side?
God damn.
No, there isn't.
Which way is the chain facing?
Yeah.
Looking
Like
at
a
it, though, you
searchlight.
see that there is no lock on it, though.
Yeah.
There's no keyhole or anything like that.
But it doesn't unlock. But there's no. Yeah, but you can't just open the lids, I guess, right?
Hmm. It's sealed, but there's no lock.
Just wedge your glaive up in there. Your pike.
You can do that.
Use the table as a wall.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna mention that whatever has been running around here, it's pretty big. And then mention
You kind of
the
guessed
door
from
frame.
the gigantic, well, the very large cutting implement.
And the description of the unseen assailant from the guard.
Mm-hmm. I guess question is if at least one thing is hidden away, is it useful for this, or is it just something we need to get on the way back?
Oh, excuse me. Well, if anyone is anyone going to
Here's a question.
Anyone
Can
going to
Hankins' servant
investigate
use
it?
a crowbar and open it?
Is anyone going to investigate it first?
I mean, I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, it would be Esther would be best at this.
My investigation was +2, guys.
Yeah, better than a -1.
I guess Dimitri would first if he doesn't have to open it.
Yeah, you can. Dimitri looks over the box and he turns about and says that it is a magical containment. I'll need to do a little bit more investigation with an Arcana check to determine what it is.
That's right up Lynn's alley.
What, Dimitri can't do an Arcana check as well?
He doesn't have it.
No, we
but
can't.
Dimitri's power is innate, so I can understand that.
Hmm.
Lynn.
Okay, so like, should I just go over and open this goddamn chest? Because apparently nobody else is doing it.
Well, it's not that you. It's not about opening it. It's locked, but there's no
It's
lock.
magic.
I mean, I
Really?
can't do checks, but
Oh, you can do an Arcana check.
physically
no, I
can't roll a
can't
thing.
because.
Oh,
Thank you.
because you can't physically roll a thing. Gotcha. I'll do it for you. Oh yeah, that's
There we
enough.
go.
You rolled a 20. You head back over to the chest, Lynn, and you have a look over it, and you go, "Oh, it's a dwarven music box. It requires to open it. It requires 2 people to sing a song, or 2 different songs, for at least 10 seconds."
Be kind of nostalgic of home.
Hmm.
I'll be up for that.
Is this just a dwarven thing, or is this a Calinstime dwarven thing?
Calinstime.
Okay. So Galatea is very curious about that. Because dwarves back home did not have anything like this.
Oh, Lynn, should we show her?
Absolutely.
Sure. So I guess we attempt to use it.
I actually need you guys to sing at least 10 seconds of 2 different songs for me.
Pardon?
I need you to sing.
Sing?
Yep.
No.
It doesn't need to be a dwarf that sings. It could be anyone.
Oh my god.
But I need 2 different people to sing.
Like a row your boat round.
Has to be 2 different songs.
Wait, sure, I mean, my character will sing it, I won't.
I need 2 people to sing for this to open. It's only 10
You are a
seconds.
bad person.
Sorry, I'm not a bard.
Sure, I'll sing Man's Not Hot. Has no one seen that?
It has to be 2 different songs, so it doesn't matter. You can sing whatever the heck you want. I need another person to decide to sing another thing. It's only 10 seconds worth of singing.
Yeah, no.
Clearly, I'm gonna sing "Diggy Diggy Hole."
I knew you were going to say that. I'm like, if you weren't, I was gonna.
I need 2 songs. I need 2 voices singing.
Come on, I gotta actually do the thing. Roleplay,
Mhm.
man.
I hope someone's recording.
Oh, of course.
Good. Because the singing voices will be on air for a while.
Okay, whatever. All right, I'm just building up courage. Are you ready?
Okay, who's the second
I
singer?
thought the dwarf and the gnome were gonna
Doesn't
do
need
it.
to... Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
go for it. 10 seconds worth of song.
I gotta tell you, I'll make it better. But I know there's something I needed to say when I was out now. Maybe you were better alone. I know I'll make it back. I think that's 10 seconds.
That's more than 10 seconds, and damn, mate, why did you need to build up courage? That's a good voice.
Yeah, well,
Cause
they
fucking, I have like 0 fucking singing experience. I just do karaoke.
And the second voice.
born underground, grown inside a rocky womb. The earth is our cradle, the mountain shall become our tomb.
Wonderful. Technically, you both had to sing at the same time, but I'll let it pass.
Oh,
I
sorry.
mean,
dwarves like cacophony.
Discord kind of has limitations that way.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah. If it was in real life, I'd make you guys sing at the same time, but regardless. The box...
Yeah, it just would have gone horribly over Discord.
The box starts to creak. You hear a click as the box opens. You peel it open and you find yourself looking at what looks to be a crossbow of sorts and a small satchel containing some sort of ammunition.
I think it's your lucky day then.
I mean, crossbow is definitely on the list.
Hmm. I will now chuck you the card. The
All right,
table.
obviously I can't look at it right now.
Yep. Let's see. I'm going to put it in general because this is a really cool weapon.
All right, I can't have my push to talk for a minute here.
Oh, that didn't load up. A second. Okay. So, what this is a crossbow. But as you look upon it, you see that it is a strange amalgamation of three different parts: a specialized barrel, a specialized frame, and a specialized stock. Looking upon it, it doesn't look to be a bolt active use type of crossbow, though. It seems to fire slugs of a sort, a small ammunition in the shape of like a round cylinder. No, it's not a shotgun, but it fires shotgun-shaped slugs. With a point, of course.
How odd.
Hmm. I will be finishing up the rest of the card, but right now the pouch contains 50 shots of regular ammunition, which is +3 damage. So basically the bolt does a d8 +3 damage.
And from
And
what I
you do
remember
crystals.
about from what I remember what you said about crossbows, it will always do +3, right? Like your stat doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, your stat doesn't matter. It's the ammunition. Different ammunition does different things.
Is that for the attack roll and the damage, or just the damage?
Just the attack roll. Damage roll, sorry.
So the attack roll is still off your stat.
Yes. It would still be your proficiency plus dexterity, but the crossbow's damage is 1d8 +3.
Okay.
So yeah. Which I believe is good for Lynn because her dexterity is low. Yeah, it's more than one her usual damage would be. But yeah, it contains that. Esther and Grimnir, could you please roll me a check, please?
Of what kind?
History check.
Okay.
That's one of the things I'm proficient in, although not very well.
Yeah, it's enough, Esther. You remember seeing something similar to this, though not in this design. It seems that the owner of this weapon has dwarvified it, but this looks like a Hikoken-style weapon. You've seen a basic drawing of them in Hoki's store. They look sort of like this. Let me get an image of it. Tab. Save. Here's what it looks like. What's that? With that. Tokens. That's what it looks like.
Huh.
Okay.
Man, I get the best toys.
Upon closer
How
inspection,
big
you
is
can
that
see that
thing compared to you?
it's about the size of the Lin. It's still classified as a light crossbow.
A two-handed light crossbow? Interesting.
We anime now, boys.
All light crossbows. Let me just show you what it actually looks like being held by what these things can look like being held by a human.
Yeah, and I believe you're talking about you're thinking about hand crossbows. Hand crossbows are one-handed, but light's always been two.
Sorry. Yeah.
This is what a heavy one looks like.
We anime now, boys.
That's gigantic.
Hey, don't worry, your lance is pretty big too.
Yeah, I know. It must look quite cartoonish.
One second. Right. So, I haven't determined what it is, but upon closer examination of the crossbow, you find that it can hold. One second. Anyway, as I was saying, upon closer examination of this crossbow, Lin, you're able to see that the ammunition is able to load into it 6 shots before it needs to be reloaded.
Well, I'm definitely going to load it up.
Hmm.
Shall we keep
But
going
yeah.
then afterwards?
No worries. But yeah. In the bottom of the box, you also find a small little inside the bottom of the bag, by the way, Lynn, of the ammunition bag. You find yourself looking at a small little instruction list on how to craft more of these things.
Oh man, this was the best chest.
It also contains a list of different types of ammunition, it seems. Not only is there a normal type, but there is a description that reads, it's written in broken common, like really broken common, and has some what looks like chicken scratching to you. And if you show it to Dimitri, he tells you that's Hikokan.
What does it say?
Basically, the scratching is like the Hikokan language is like, I hope this makes sense to him. Like side remarks, like he's like trying to write it. Whoever was writing out these instructions was scratching on the side, saying, "God, I hope that he understands my bad common and all that jazz." And all those different things. Like it's just like side thoughts and hope this dwarven idiot will work it out and blah blah blah. There's a bit of a down speaking as well as some upper speaking. Yeah, they are Kogans. But yes, there seems to be what was the shots again? Threw it away. I'm an idiot. Here it is. These ones are known as base shots, normal shots. There's also a couple known as piercing shots and pellets. And it has their how to make them and all that jazz. But basically, the piercing shots will break through certain parts of armor, pierce, and the pellets actually fire one shot that breaks into multiple things, like an actual shotgun.
With this, it is going to be awesome.
Mm.
With my research into the elements of magic, it is going to be incredibly awesome.
Either way.
Yo, exploding darts.
Basically.
Yep.
Basically, the from what you can guess, the piercing shot will break through armor, will shoot through armor, and the pellet shot will actually do a cone fire in front of you. Anyway.
Are you done loading it? Because we might need your mage hand again, or your unseen servant for that door.
Sure. Let's do that.
Get off to the side and prep an attack in case something runs through.
Similarly, I will prep a spell in case anything runs through.
Okay. So
Then I will put on my best claptrap voice, point at the door, and say, "And open!"
and the door creaks open.
Magic is the best.
Okay.
What can we see?
As you pull open the door, you find yourself looking at a small hallway that seems to head further downwards to the right. This is caved in, but you have a feeling that there might have been more rooms, or at least maybe the tomb itself. But you can see another door across from you. Closed, and you hear the sounds of the muffled voice getting louder. Again, it's still difficult to understand. It's now that you're open this door and it's see through and all that jazz. The voice itself, the best of your guesstimate, is that it doesn't speak common well. Sorry, this opens inwards.
I'll take a glance to Dimitri and see if it sounds vaguely Hikogish.
He's shaking his head. He kind of had your thought. It doesn't sound like broken. It's broken common, but it's more along the lines of dumb common, for lack of a better word. Someone that doesn't speak it or knows how to speak it, but they're too dumb to speak it.
Ah, yes, those types.
Yeah, it's special needs type English, for lack of a better word.
Wow.
It's the only way to describe how this thing speaks.
Well,
Like,
so
it's-
just this door and then caved in part.
Yes. Once again, you see another mural of woven marks. You can actually see at the end of this corridor to your left there, Galatea, you actually see a beautiful, what looks to be a perfect rendition of this dwarf himself. Or at least you believe it's to be this dwarf himself holding the said weapon that now Lynn holds. How far away from getting back to your PC are you, Lynn?
Really incredibly far. Don't expect me back able to do rolls and drive myself for 90 minutes.
Oh, really? Ouch.
Yeah, like I said, I have desperately needed to do laundry for like a week.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, every time that I tried to at home, the machine would eat at least 1/4 and then just stop.
Ouch. Yeah, luckily we've got
Yeah,
a
so
washer, but we don't have a dryer, so.
no, with the dryer, with the lack of a dryer, you can just hang stuff up though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Whereas I have a bunch of laundry that basically like I put the detergent in, I put my laundry in, I put in $1, and it stopped. It recognized 75 cents and then stopped taking more money.
Oh, did you see your
Right.
front of your apartment block group about that, or whoever runs the laundry, I should say.
Right. I did that the first day, and then the second day, literally exactly the same thing happened.
Damn. Oh well. Hope things get better
Then
for you.
Yeah, so I'm downtown at a laundromat doing stuff.
Gotcha. Anyway,
So I guess we're steering Andrew and Lynn now.
yes.
Sorry.
All good. So, you can hear the muffled voice of this large, unknown humanoid on the other side of this door. It's broken English, missing conjunction words like "what you" is best you can hear. Really difficult to understand and like really slow in speech. Like it's struggling to form the words. There is one door that remains. Sending.
I have to admit.
Hmm?
I was going to say, I have to admit, I am kind of feeling, I can't remember her name, but that one chick from Police Academy.
Yep.
Do you know
The one who's like, the one who's like really, really quiet, and then like, she gets invested in something, she's like, stand down, scumbag. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember which one you were talking about. That was hilarious too.
Yeah, so I totally want to like channel her, kick open the door, and be like, freeze!
Sure.
Kicking
Do
down
you
with,
try it
the unseen
as you
servant.
send your unseen servant to assist with the kicking down? So I guess you just rush forward with your new weapon in hand, and then just using your unseen servant, you try to open the door in the same time you swing your foot forward. I'm going to get you to roll me athletics check because the door is actually closed and barred.
I would actually like, it's barred. Shit, never mind. I thought that would be hilarious as she's doing that, Dimitri casts thaumaturgy and flings the door open.
That's what she's trying to do with her unseen servant, but she's doing an athletics check first. Amazingly, it buckles underneath her sudden burst of adrenaline and such. As the door cracks itself open, you all watch as this wooden door that separates these two rooms seems to have become heavily. The bolts itself must have been rusted, and the frame itself is just as badly damaged as the previous frame. As it bursts open,
Galtia immediately grabs Lynn and pulls her away from the door just in case. Like over here.
So like, I probably get as far as freeze, go, what?
pretty much.
You're not standing there.
I was gonna be so cool.
Are you able to see Discord, Lynn? Like
I can
images
see
I
Discord,
post?
yeah.
I'll just screenshot the map for you so you understand what it looks like.
Yeah, you don't want to
Esther,
be in the way of that.
Esther, you going to move or are you going to stay over there?
If I have a chance to move, I will move.
Yeah, you have a chance to move.
That's behind a door. I want to take this square, but Andrew's already there.
Oh, you can move for you.
Xander's pretty accommodating anyhow.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. get this map. Yeah.
There we go.
Let's see.
I'm actually going to step away for a second because I need to make I just got a phone call I need to take. So, like,
Sure.
yeah.
So it's not the case of what you just saw inside the room.
And the vapors.
I feel sorry for you, Galate, because you can't actually see what's on the other side of this doorway.
Well, I can kind of see it. I assume because of Dimitri.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anything, Lynn would have been pulled over to, like, that space by the painting.
Sure. As the door bursts open... Oh, wait, I'll wait for him to come back. But yeah. I'll just get everyone to roll me initiative regardless, please.
Okay.
Pop it in. And,
Grimnir for the win.
For the slightly faster turn, yeah.
yes, it says D20. It's an 8. Wow. Lynn. And this big lovable lug. E, it's just E as well. Oops, wrong one. Well, that's lucky. Why does he do that? It's so annoying. We need to get a cordless free phone. That'll probably stop him from making play with it.
Bad kitty.
He keeps playing with the cord on our phone. It's an old phone, we got cord on it. Oops, you know what I forgot to put on the map? Sarcophagus. Oh, really? He's taking off the hook, honey. Something. Yeah, that's about right. Sorry about that on the map.
Yeah, so given that,
There's a update to that map. 1 second.
if I hadn't been yanked to the side, it would have been like, freeze, scumbag. Wow, you're big.
Famous last words.
Instead, I got out, freeze, scumbag.
Let me update that map. Give me a second. Because I forgot to put in a sarcophagus. There we go. There it is. Right. So who disappeared? Who was it that disappeared again? They're back here.
Esther?
Esther. But yeah,
Yeah, cool.
everyone back yet? Hello?
No, just been for Alex still. Just
Yeah.
had a phone call.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll just let you know that this creature has its back to you at the moment, and he seems to be yelling at something in the corner. He's going, "What are you? You fear? What you?" Poking at something in the corner, which is making a muffled screaming sound. You
Finds that the
taste
real
good.
monster is the halfling.
Never tried what the fuck you are before. What are you? What you? Huh? Huh? Just poking at it. You have a feeling that whatever this creature is, because it hasn't turned to look at you just yet, has never seen a halfling before.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm. But upon the door being burst open and a little gnome screaming, "Freeze down high!" It turns around and you can see its face. It seems to only have one eye, Cyclops. Though smaller than the ones that you've heard tale of, the Cyclops you heard tale of being huge creatures, this thing is smaller, or still larger than you. From the look about the room, you can quickly see that there seems to be a large beast pelt that is lying upon plant matter of some sort, making a bed of sort. You have a feeling that this creature has turned this tomb into that of a home.
Yes, and is eating people inside of it. Lovely.
They're cannibals. Well, not cannibals. Cannibal would be if it eats another Cyclops.
It's Monster Stewart.
Grimnir just tapping around the corner just to see what the creature is.
Just poke my head around like, oh dear. Here we go again.
As you can see, there's already a lot of advantages available to you guys.
So we just get a pet Cyclops, guys. This is their buddy now. It takes care of this place.
Hmm?
Pet Cyclops.
The tomb in the center, the sarcophagus in the center is a very large, solid stone tomb, which seems to be adorned with mithril. Like inscriptions and such.
Well, grave robbers.
I'm just saying, the book I read, probably not the best idea.
Hey now, yeah, this is a dwarven tomb.
I know, I'm kidding, but...
I bought a laser pointer for D&D mainly, but it's also one of those cat toy laser pointers. Like it's FDA approved. So because I haven't taken it to D&D yet and put it in the car, we've been using it to entertain the cat. It's been the funnest thing to do to him, and it also is the easiest thing for her to entertain the cat with.
Yeah, sounds good. They like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just to avoid him getting stressed out that he can never catch it, we always lead it towards a treat at the end, and like shine it on top of the treat so the treat's bright red, so he thinks that he caught the dot, gets to eat it.
Nice of you.
Well, they say never make it just disappear. 'Cause that's what makes cats paranoid, because it just disappeared and they don't get any knowledge of what it was. Is he back yet? I want to kill you. I mean, crush you. I mean, see how this crossbow works. I'm still actually working on it because there's the next part. The great thing that I feel about this crossbow is that it's super adaptable. The barrels and the frame and the stock can be interchanged with each other, and depending on what you put into it, affects if it works with light crossbow proficiency or heavy crossbow proficiency. And the barrels affect the range. It is a light crossbow, so it's a 30 to 120 is its range, and that's the barrel that's on it. Yeah, go with that. Short barrel is basically the snub nose that you see on that image that I gave you. It decreases it to a 15 to 60 range, but it makes it a lot more lighter now. Therefore, you can actually put a bigger frame on it with a shorter barrel. You know what I mean? The frames actually determine the ammunition capacity, and the stock determines what type of typing you can actually equip into the load into the gun without it recoiling and breaking your shoulder and everything like that.
Yay!
Oh, Esther's back.
So
Yeah. I'm back, and I heard a little bit of what was happening. I heard a dumb dude talking a lot.
Yeah, it's a really big dumb dude.
The big, dumb Cyclops.
I had the best line.
Yeah.
Tell me your line.
Freeze, scum. What?
While being pulled
pretty
away
good.
by Galtea.
Yeah.
Out of the potential blast zone.
Okay. As the creature turns around, you see upon its face that it only has one eye, so it's a cyclops. As it turns around,
aiming with that crossbow, Lynn.
as you
Right?
turn, it sees you guys just through the doorway, at which point it just starts lumbering towards you. Oh, you're not supposed to be here! Oh, my home! Oh, you be my meal! We enter combat, as it pulls out a very large-looking club that was leaning up against the sarcophagus. Grimney, you're up first.
Oh, sorry, my mic muted.
Yep.
Would I know like his reach from how big his club is, etc.?
How big he is and how big
Yeah.
his weapon is, it's easily as long as your lance,
Cool.
in combination with his arm.
Yeah.
You have a feeling that this guy can reach a good distance.
Okay. I'll wait. I'll ready an action to hit him, and then use my bonus action to do my defensive stance and just wait here.
Okay. Lynn. Grimnir moved to the side of the door that's opposite of you. The beast hasn't moved yet. It's still in its position. It's just turned around and picked up its club, threatening to eat you because you have entered his home. Because that makes sense. What do?
I'm going to yell out, "That is not proper hospitality with guests!" And I'm going to try and shoot him in the eye.
What? That? Okay, so you move to the side of the door and you swing around your new toy and you fire at the creature. Okay, so because we haven't set you up a weapon yet for it, I'm just going to use your dagger because you are proficient in it. 23 does hit. It's a 1d8, so I will just roll 1d8 plus 3.
Now, how much does the called shot change that?
All damage.
You take a shot at it, but unfortunately, it's difficult to do a core shot yet. Your sudden shot probably recoil. You haven't gotten used to the weapon yet, but you do maximum damage, which is 11 points as you fire it, and it has a sort of semi heavy thud as you feel the recoil just pull back against your shot. Do you still want to stand at the door?
Fuck no, I'm going to use the rest of my move to back up past the other door if I can.
Sure. Next to Dimitri and Esther, or on the other side?
Other side.
Okay. Next up is Galatea. Who do we lose?
Oh, sorry,
Robin,
my
but
mic was
she's
off
back
this
now.
entire time. Damn it.
Yes.
So yeah, she's going over here and holding her action for when it gets within range of the door to attack it.
Okay. Just to be aware, you are aware that this creature has ranged attack. It's like got a long reach.
Like about. So like if I went back here.
10-foot
in the
reach.
corner?
It's got about 10-foot
Or
reach.
10-foot reach, so like about there would be good for still letting people get their hits in.
Okay. Dimitri's turn.
Okay. Let's see. See where distance is here. And if we went here, oops.
What's Dimitri doing? Bane. Okay, let's make a charisma saving throw. If the attack fails, the saving throw. Okay. It failed. Is now...
Phew.
Okay, sweet. A wisp of dark energy hits the creature, and as it does so, he drowsily looks about the place. What was that?
I'll use the rest of the movement to get back a little bit again.
Okay. 15, 20. Comes up here, and as he does so, he pulls on the door itself until it basically rips free of the hinge and basically slams up against the wall here. As he just gets it out of the way so that he can approach you, Galatea. Ending his space there.
I hit him before he like
Yep.
reaches that. I hit him like when he's there, but still I roll.
Yep.
I missed.
Damn it.
Fortunately, you missed. You would have done max damage as well. That would have hurt him. He's going to bring
Oh
his.
wow, there's yeah.
He's not really wearing any armor to break or anything like that, but right. So he's going to smash his giant thing down. He's rolling a 22, but it decreases to a 20.
Yeah.
Did you rage?
Yeah? Did that not go through?
No, I didn't go through. I was hoping you raged.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Mm-hmm.
As he brings his gigantic club down, he smashes it heavily onto you. And that is going to be 13 points of damage smashed directly on top of you.
That's already halved? Shit.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It's practically a log is what he's wielding. So you practically had a tree fall on you. Right, it's Anders' turn. What is Ander going to do?
Alright, so Galatea got hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, roughly, how well off are you at this point?
Like, 1 point above bloodied.
Yeah, so I think that Ander is going to bust out a heal on Galatea.
Okay,
You
what
can't
type?
get to her.
He can squeeze past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I allow squeezing past enemies like that. It's half his movement to get past that square. So 5, 10, 5, 10, 15. Standing next to her is 25. So you can get to her.
know it's damage. Like Anders heal's not really gonna do much.
Yeah. It's either attack or deal damage.
I think just it's a damage race at this point. Until someone goes down, then you heal them.
He has Shield of Faith.
Yeah, not having access to a sheet from here is a little bit difficult. I mean, you're not wrong about
He's got smites and
healing
stuff.
people as they go down, but yeah, let's get some smite action going on. That's a good idea.
A smite. So he's going to swing his longsword down at the creature.
Let's see if it's a crown off.
That's going to hit.
Yeah.
That's nice damage, Max.
I forgot to do the. That's 3d8s. I'll do the actual 3d8s elsewhere. No, 2d8s, isn't it?
Let's
Smite.
get the sheet.
1d8 for every spell slot higher than 1. 2d8 for the first level spell slot. So he spends his first level spell slot to do a roll 2d8s. So he hits it for 22 points of damage
Nice.
as he smites the beast.
How's it looking?
Like a cyclops.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Cyclops don't give a damn.
Fuck, it's a honey badger cyclops.
Pretty much.
Well, we're boned.
Esther.
Okay.
Your advantage is that you have more attacks than it does. Sure, it can do more damage in one blow, but
What's the thing behind him? Is it just like a table, or is it a wall, or what?
that's a sarcophagus. That's the actual sarcophagus of the dwarf. It's a stone sarcophagus with a mithril lining around it.
Oh, dang. Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, so I don't provoke.
Yep.
Oh, but I still can't move through enemy squares, can I?
It uses twice your movement to get through it. So to get
Okay,
through
so
his square is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You'd end up in the same square as him. You can't get through him, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mm, I'll go here
Mm-hmm.
and take a stab at him.
Okay, you have flanking, so yep. So, advantage. Holy shit! That's a crit.
Yeah. And that's crit on the dog slicer.
A crit on the dog slicer as well. Well,
Fuck yeah.
didn't fucking matter. You got a fucking 20 on the dog slicer regardless. Let me pull up my crit table. Roll me a D100. Everyone should add that to your character sheet, like a crit check, which is 100, a D100. 90.
How does it play into stuff like
Hmm?
What does stuff like extra damage die? So, for example, sneak attack or smites or barbarians, extra crits.
The sneak attack still comes into play. But if it says triple damage or extra damage dice, it does such. Okay.
What do you mean?
Don't worry, I'll tell you what happens. Okay, so you stab into the creature with your dog slicer you picked up from goblins. You smash it heavily for 1d6. Why is the dog slicer reading 1d6? It should be 1d4.
Oh, my bad. Let me reroll that dice and I'll change it.
Sure. Oh wait, no. No, dog slicer is 1d6. It acts as a short sword. Apologies, never mind.
Okay, cool.
So for 5, 8, you stab it in the black. Could you roll me a d10 as well, please? 8 times by 3 as you impale your dog slicer into its back,
Fuck
stabbing
yeah.
it into. Holy shit! You stab it definitely into its side of its leg. You must have cut through a tendon as you pull your dog slicer out. It's so deep into the flesh. It just splurts out so much blood. It just sprays heavily. The creature just reaches for its leg. It looks stunned heavily from the blow, the sudden loss of blood. You dealt times by 3 is 16, 24 points of damage. And then another 10 points of damage. As the blood continues to pour out, it does not look like it's going to stop. Grimnir. Oh, do you want to do anything else, Esther? Oh, it's stunned, by the way, so it doesn't invoke any attack of opportunity to move around it.
I already used my bonus to disengage.
Yep, sure.
So I'm just going to hang out here.
Sure. So you're not going to even... you don't need to use your disengage until you need to use it, so technically your bonus action's still there. I'll let you have it.
Okay. If that's the case, then I will definitely take a move around to here.
So you use your dash to move through it.
Yes.
You'd need to dash through it. So you dash between
Yep.
its legs as you you pull your dog slicer out of its wound. The blood continues just to pour out against the wall. Grimnir.
Yeah, I will. I guess just move directly in front of the door since no one's in here anymore.
Don't
And
forget,
I'll-
with the lance, you need to have.
Oh
at
yeah,
least-
sorry. I'll move back then, since he
Yep.
can't touch me. I'll swing.
You'd still been fine.
With advantage.
Yep, with
Since it's
advantage
stunned.
because it is stunned. Stunned is basically.
Oh, do I also get flanking or anything? Because I can see Anders like there, but I don't know if that would count.
Mm,
And Esther's over there. So yeah, it's like a
yeah, I'd give advantage to that as well. You've got advantage from and Esther, so that's +2. So you hit regardless.
yeah.
Hit it for 9 damage.
And then I'm gonna action surge.
Action Surge, go for it.
25 8.
Smashed it again for 8 damage.
I use my bonus action to go into my fighting style, and that's it.
Okay. Lynn, you're up. This thing's looking fucked. That critical hit was definitely what you needed.
All right, so I'm gonna say now, smile for that, and then I pull the trigger.
Okay. You take your shot. I'm going to roll your dagger again. 22 hits. 4. It's a D8. Plus 3. As you fire again, smacking it heavily for 10 damage.
So glad I found a weapon I'm effective with.
Right? Just remember that you can't shoot it and use a spell at the same time. Oh, no, obviously you
Yes,
can't, but
growth mindset.
or bonus action spells, I should say. Because you need a free hand, blah blah.
Well, it doesn't. Well, yeah. I mean,
Spellcasting requires her to use a free hand and basically put away weapons to cast spells, but even using a bonus action needs to have a free hand, so she couldn't fire and use a bonus action spell.
But that's not, well. For example, say if I was holding a greatsword, obviously it's 2 hands to attack with it, but it's not 2 hands just to hold it. So I can swing a greatsword and take off one of my hands from the greatsword and cast a spell still. That's perfectly fine.
To a degree, no. It's how you manage action economy. Otherwise, you can do too much.
Spells I have running are still active, though, right?
Sorry? Yeah.
I mean, it's
Cool.
in the
I'm gonna
roster.
start using my mage hand to get my bolts back.
They're not. They're expended. And they're not bolts, and that's what you can't do. You can't use mage hand to do that whilst you're wielding the
But
crossbow.
it's already cast. I need his hand to cast it, but
You need a hand to control it as well.
I'm like 90% sure that's not how mage hand works.
You point it the direction, and that's where it picks it up.
Yeah, I think we had this discussion last week, and I demonstrated that was not the case.
You use your action to control the hand.
Okay, action economy totally gets me.
Yeah.
But we had the whole discussion about using a hand to direct it with, and we demonstrated that I very clearly do not. So I'm using it to eat with.
Yeah, tomato. Still need an action. Dimitri's turn. Oh, did you want to move anywhere?
You skipped me.
Oh, did I?
I
Oh,
think
sorry,
I'm pretty
apologies.
well situated.
Galatea. It's currently staying at the door.
Here's a question. If she moved over here by the sarcophagus or on it, would that be overwhelmed because of Grimnir's range?
Yes, but you need to climb on top of the sarcophagus, and you'd have disadvantage to attack. Oh no, actually, because this large creature would be attacking
Yeah,
its
really?
head. Yeah.
And it's stunned too, still.
Yeah. So yeah, roll me athletics, and you can climb on top. It's a very simple thing. It's just don't roll a 1. Or a 2 or a 3. Basically, don't roll a single digit. Yep, you're fine.
Alright.
You scramble to the top of the dwarven's sarcophagus. You feel a slight chill down your back, but you're not sure what that was. As you bring your maul down at the creature, you have advantage from thing, and it is overwhelmed. Just double check.
Yeah, as she got up, she would be like mumbling under her breath in Dwarven, an apology for doing that, but given the circumstances.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
Having
like,
Cyclops
and
using its tomb as a house.
Still, you're walking over his grave. Quite
Yeah,
literally.
It's fine.
just to be clear, hitting a Cyclops with a maul from on top of a sarcophagus is so badass that any red-blooded dwarf would forgive her.
It's
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
Dwarven.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There's bigger priorities right now.
Yeah, so you have advantage plus 2. Well, technically also plus 3 because it is now also stunned. So you would have advantage plus 3. So just roll normally. with advantage, and then we add a 3 at the end. Are you freaking serious?
You rolled a 1 with advantage?
Yeah, you rolled 2 ones. You fool.
What?
Apparently the spirit of this dwarf disagrees with the DM. Holy shit.
So funny.
That chill down your spine.
Mm.
Oh, could you please roll me a D100 as you climb up? You swing your thing, and that chill ripples down your spine. You're not sure exactly what it was, but it seems that your apology was not good enough. 8. You swing wildly as you do so, and you miss him completely. And as you do so, you have a tough time to recover your balance. You'll be going last next initiative round.
Holy shit. Thanks, Roll20. Thanks.
That was unfortunate. Dimitri's turn. 2 1s. Shit. Even with +3, that was not enough to hit. What's Dimitri doing? Magic missile. Burst of magic missile bursts from Dimitri, hitting 5, 8 to 11 points of damage as it smashes against this creature. No worries. With Dimitri done, the Cyclops dazes and reels from all the damage. You can see that its one eye is trying to focus heavily as it's recovering from the sudden impalement of its Achilles tendon. The blood still gushing out. It is Anders' turn. Should he do another smite?
How does the Cyclops look?
Fucked. It's missing a whole entire turn. So all that damage you just did, you get another chance of doing all that before it gets to do anything.
Alright, so Andrew is going to strike a heroic pose and say, "For your crimes against nobility."
And that's a smite? Because you cut out there.
Yeah, I really, really hate trying to do this on the phone. So, for your crimes against humanity and all that is good in this world, smite.
Smite. Hits for 13 points of damage. It's not a lot, but it hits heavily against this creature. Esther, could you roll me a d10 as the blood comes gushing out?
You said it's advantage, right?
Oh, yeah, advantage as well.
Just in case it's a crit.
Yeah, good point. Still 13, but it was not a crit.
Ah, shame.
Okay. 128. This Cyclops looks to be just reeling from both the sudden blood loss and also all the massive amounts of damage against it. It looks to be on its last legs. So, Esther, what are you going to do?
Cut it up, son.
Oh, you still have advantage plus 2 because it's no longer stunned.
I know that I'm flanking. I don't think I have any other advantages. Oh, wait, sorry. It's also overwhelmed.
Yeah, so that's where you get +2 from.
So I guess is 11 enough?
11 is not enough.
Okay. I'm going to... It's not stunned anymore, so I will take a bonus to disengage, and then I will go to this dude. Actually... no, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. Fortunately, 11 was not enough to strike it one last time. Grimnir.
Again.
Grimnir's got this.
I poke at him for 9 if the 17 hits.
17 does hit, and 9 damage. You stab at it, and the creature looks to be royally screwed as it just barely stays up. Lynn, do you take the final shot?
Fuck it up, Lynn.
Hell yeah, I did.
Because you don't have another action surge, do you, Grimnir?
Yeah, no, just the one.
Lynn fires, and with a heavy
Oh, yeah.
impact, you watch as the creature just suddenly just... How do you want to do it?
Just like levels the crossbow across one arm, looks it dead in the eye, and fires.
With a heavy shot, the ammunition that is in this strange weapon that you now possess just rips out from the barrel and just fires directly into the forehead of into the eye of this creature. A squelching noise echoes as it then rips through the back of its head as well, leaving a through and through shot. It clumps to its knees and then starts to fall forward. I need Anna to make me a dexterity saving throw. Because it was facing that direction when he
You're gonna
was
have to do
attacked.
that.
Oh, that's right, I have to do that roll. Gotta love when I have control of this shit.
Oh.
Wait, he has Shield Master, he can add his... No, that's not enough. Not enough. With a heavy clump, you watch as Ander goes underneath the creature. Takes 7 points of damage as he is now engulfed in Cyclops' body.
It just flumps over and Galatea is just like, over the sarcophagus, like, and stay down.
Finally lifting up more. That shiver down your spine is still going up and down and uncomfortable.
She immediately jumps off the sarcophagus and onto, like, the corpse.
Cyclops?
Yeah, the corpse to break her fall and then jumps off of it.
Okay. It's really ruined this tomb.
With the Cyclops fallen, which I knew you could do, so I wasn't actually worried. But that crit helped. That crit helped so much. That crit did, what was it? 8 times by 3, 24.
30 something.
Plus another 18 points of bleeding damage, so that was 44 points of damage alone, which is one.
And
I will say,
near, and then he and Galatea can get Ander out from under there.
Yeah, I'll like use my lance to like kind of like pry the body off him.
Yep. Ander crawls out from underneath. You've turned to face the halfling who has his mouth agape in amazement at the sudden fall of this creature. Closer look, you find him haphazardly tied up. It's like 15 times the amount of rope needed, but he is bound up. Like a pig.
I'll cut him out. With a nice knife, not one of the dog slicers. Those things are nasty.
Yeah. It's like a short sword, but it's more like in the size of a dagger. That's how nasty these things are. It's got
I picture the blade just being like a chewed up sawtooth, like it's just totally gross.
It's basically scrap metal shaped into a sword. Does not look great.
But it crits on 19, so I love them.
Mm. Yes, but if you roll a 1, it's gone for good.
I have 3, so until I lose them, they're my go-to knife.
Yep. He looks up at you guys in amazement. I wasn't expecting you to be able to take it out. That is amazing. He rises to his feet and he goes, many thanks, I'm Perrin. Who might be you?
Mr. Cartographer, I presume?
Aye, yes, that is my profession. You weren't sent here by the lady, were you?
I'm just totally
No, of
flexing.
course not. That would be against the rules. And she like gives him a sly smirk.
Right. Understood. Anyway. It's the only way he could possibly be here anyway. I'm amazed. I wasn't expecting anyone to be able to take it down after it took down not only Goland, but also those 3 other guys that he was chewing on the other day. Bloody thing didn't know what a halfling was. Doesn't get out
I
much.
will. A bit of luck and skill never helps. No one ever hurts even.
It was amazing.
I'd rather be lucky than skilled any day.
Oh, you took up the right profession, it seems.
He cracks his neck,
I'm just
looking
saying.
quite stiff and bothered.
Bad is a form of luck.
That is very true.
True.
Hello.
He cracks his neck from the uncomfort position that he was in before extending a hand. Anyway, as said, I'm Perrin, cartographer of the lady. Congratulations on saving me and taking down that creature. And, congratulations on finding this tomb. He says, amazing, isn't it? You know, it's amazing
It is
myself.
a wonder of the ancient world.
Indeed, indeed. I found it, and then I was not expecting a Cyclops to be able to live in here. Anyway.
Considering the shape of the doors, it looks like it barely could.
Indeed, indeed. Watching that thing squeeze through those doors was hilarious in mind. Though then it was completely destroyed by the fact that it would be coming back in, chewing on a leg. That didn't help.
Yes.
That does make it a
Right.
bit less funny.
I was about to say, yes, frightful stuff. Esther, drops the arm she's been carrying behind her back.
Anyway. We need to get back to the lady. Back to
Yes, I don't
Sylvan.
spend much time down here. It can be helpful.
Hmm.
Well, before we go, how good are you at taking out a Cyclops' eyeball?
I mean, is there much eyeball left at this point?
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot you shot it through the face. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, that's thing gone.
In the face.
Right in the face. I mean, there's got to be some wizard who's like, Cyclops eyeball? Sure, I'll use that for magic.
Oh, yeah.
If not, if not, you can take his head, right? That's a pretty good trophy.
Yeah, you could probably take his head. It's just got a through and through shot from a gnome
Yeah, but you
height.
know.
From a gnome height, which is basically through the top of his head. What's that called again?
From the soft palate.
Oh
The
yeah,
crown.
crown. Yeah, quite literally.
Right, so it's cool. We'll bring it to a good taxidermist. They'll get him fixed right up.
Mm.
Also, we should take bones.
As much as I'd like to watch you carve that thing up as a return to its own actions, I kind of feel like we should get back.
Yes, we can
I don't
come
have
back
much of a
anytime.
guard anymore.
We have claim over this place.
Oh, I suppose the bones will be fine, but if we did want to take the head, now's the time.
Yeah.
You do whatever you like.
It won't take too long. Besides,
I'm
it's
all
short
for
rest never
this.
hurts.
Come along.
So you
Clara,
hack
we
off the
don't
head
have
of the
watch.
Cyclops. Those that are in the mood for hacking off the head of the Cyclops, you do so quite easily. Well,
Cool.
not easily. It does take a good amount of time to cut through, thanks to the amount of bone there is in its neck, everything like that. Basically, a femur for its spine. You were able to cut it off eventually and remove the portion. You wrap it up in the remaining pelt that was its bed or something like that, and then start heading back to Selvan. Or is there?
We're probably
Or do you
like
want to try and
3
loot
blocks
the
out of its
tomb?
club.
Its club is basically a log of tree.
Oh yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, I mean, we own the tomb. We can come back here later if we want to.
What's there
Exactly.
to
Although-
loot? You mean in these the places which are closed off?
It's really impossible to get anywhere else. There's no
Oh.
other things. If you wanted to try and peel the mithril off the actual tomb itself,
Oh,
It's really
Jesus
up to
Christ,
you.
no. Like,
That's
guys,
it.
I understand. I understand that I have been known to do things that were maybe poorly thought out in the past, and I have to say, taking the mithril would be a bad idea.
Yeah,
It's the
fine,
only
we-
thing of value left inside this area.
All right.
The only thing I could maybe try to look for, I would have the idea of looking for is I want to look through like the old chest to find any kind of like Hakoken writing.
The only thing that is Hakoken is basically what Lynn has on the notepad, like the notes, the thing. Everything else has been discarded probably by the Cyclops itself.
Okay,
as
got it.
useless. What's this chicken scratching? Rubbish. Fire kindling. You know what I mean?
What a jerk.
What an asshole.
Okay.
The book was probably tonight's fire starter. Probably why it was sitting out.
I wonder if the guards
Well,
have
I'm
any,
happy
like,
with the-
patches on their clothes or pieces of clothing and be like, here, you don't want the full body, but letting you know what happened to your loved one.
I actually have looted all their chits.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I actually have on my sheet various chits. We have one copper, then I believe some porcelain. I'm not 100% sure what the guard chit rank is.
The guard chits are basically iron, but that is only a symbol.
There's
It
at least
doesn't
one
really.
tin.
It has like the symbol of the town on it. It doesn't have the name of the user or anything like that. They did carry porcelain ones to represent that they are civilians, iron for representing that they are guardsmen.
But yeah, any chits we found, I've already taken because I guess let's respect the dead.
Returning chits to the Adventurers Hall gives you a small reward. Generally, it's like a gold piece for each chit that you find in return. As long as it's determined that you are the one that found it and you weren't the one that caused its death.
Well, as long as I can get the cartographer's good word for it, I'm pretty sure we can prove that we found them.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, he confirms the unknown body that was hacked up and chewed upon as the guard that was out with him. Which he gives a few words saying thank you for his work and everything like that before you return back to the actual township of Sylvan.
Yes, out of here.
Well, you took down that Cyclops in 3 extra turns than I thought you would. That crit really changed everything.
We really need to be getting to I'd invite.
I'd event.
Sorry.
So one thing I will say about crits is it seems a bit skewed towards the amount of attack rolls you make. So the more you make, the more likely you are going to be to crit,
Well, yeah.
and
well-
which is just really good. These crits are amazing. It doesn't matter if you're rolling a 1d. Say if I rolled a 1d4 compared to a 1d12 weapon, the 1d4 doesn't really matter. You're doing new crits. They can do exactly the same as
And
regardless
also,
of the weapon you use.
And also, apparently, I crit more often. I crit twice as likely as everybody else right now.
Right, because of the
yes.
19 to 20.
Yeah, but once again, 1 in 20. You might have 2 in 20, 1/10 of a chance of critting, but you do have 1 in 1/20th of a chance of losing the weapon. But you do have 3. But so
I mean, it's still. I mean, I could roll 3 1s. I roll the 1 if I didn't have advantage.
true,
On the
true.
attack that missed. That one of them was a 1. It was a 1 and a 4.
Yeah, true. Either way. So, with that of Perrin in tow, you head back to that of Selvin. You move through Selvin's upper area, the Freeman's Quarter, and head back towards that of her estate. Upon arriving, you're escorted back in with the servant who met you in the morning. By now, it's late at night, and you just got in before the gates closed for the night and everything like that type thing. It's an all-day adventure you set out for. Upon return, Lady Orfel basically rises from her seat with her own strength and gives Perrin a hug and turns to thank you with all her heart and such. I believe that you found what you're looking for, Perrin. Perrin replies, "Yeah, milady, I found it. Here it is." Hands over the paperwork and everything like that, the map towards the thing, and you can see them talking amongst themselves about the possibility of using this information to return her to a bit more of a higher standing, being able to know the location of that of what's his name, Heimart's tomb, and then recovering it and restoring it to its grandeur and everything like that would basically allow her to advance forward and everything. She looks to you all and says, and gives her heartfelt thanks, and with a clap of her hands, the servant comes back with the reward that she offered you. What was it? 60 gold pieces. And 100 gold pieces in total. Not 100. Sorry, not 100 gold pieces. Apologies. Let's see. That was. What did I say it was? 10 gold pieces. That's what it was.
That
But
is
it's in
very
silver.
different.
Yeah, 10 gold pieces. I was trying to remember what it was. Because it was 100 silver pieces, what she hands over. No, 1,000 silver pieces is what she hands over. Sorry, my eyes just played up on me, that's all.
That seems different. I'm gonna look back
No,
at the video
it's-
eventually.
Yeah, whatever the value was, double check for me. I can't remember exactly what it was, but if you could find out what it was. I've forgotten what I actually said it was. But either way, it wasn't a large amount, but it wasn't a small amount as well.
Well, after receiving the gold,
Where did he move from?
Esther's going to turn to the good lady and say that
Like,
this was
you
fine
don't use
payment
bonus actions.
for the rescue,
Alright, so when they turn
Indeed.
but it won't cover your plans for the tomb.
Hmm?
Because our group, currently has exclusive rights to it.
Indeed, you do. If you have sent message to the Adventurers Hall, your discovery has been noted, and as such, I am offered you this price to this coin to buy the rights. Yeah, probably just the cartographer. Probably
I
a
believe this coin
bodyguard
was offered to rescue your cartographer.
It's at this point she produces a Adventurers Hall quest form. And you look over it, and it reads along the lines of discovering of that of a lost and forgotten tomb by request of Lady Othel, and the information all fits in from what it is, and the reward that you just received is the reward for that. Shall we make it legal?
I don't understand why you didn't just deal with us on this level to begin with.
Unfortunately, was afraid that you might waste time, for the lack of a better word, in searching for Perrin. I was in great dire need for him to be recovered first. This, she says, indicating towards the quest listing, was a backup. And then I had it filled out before I sent out Perrin, as a request to assist him, if necessary, in searching for it. I didn't doubt Perrin in his location, it's just that when he didn't return, I panicked. I'm not really sure what it is. Strange noise of someone.
Well, that's all well and good, but
Potentially
I don't necessarily see the motivation for us to sign this.
the person that,
Of course, you're right.
told us about.
No. But she informed you at the same time,
Oh, right.
we can say we purchased the goods. We purchased the right to recover and restore that of the tomb. Or you can search upon it, and then upon your lease, for the lack of a better word, running out, we have the exclusive rights of knowing the location and restoration of it. So I wait a week or I wait a day.
I didn't know the leases were that short.
It lasts a week. If you read your books. This is one of my things that I despise the Adventurers Hall for. They allow adventurers to pick clean that of historical landmarks and sites.
All right, if I can just get you to hang on a minute, huddle, guys.
Huddle happens.
So I don't know about anyone else, but I'm really kind of sketched out at the way she's handling this, and I don't know if that bothers anyone else, but it really bothers me because she could have been completely above board with us from the start, and it's not like she didn't know that we could loot it. So what is she afraid of us looting now?
I mean, I'm pretty sure she knows you have the crossbow.
Oh yeah, it's be impossible
Like,
for Lynn to hide that thing.
Yeah, it's basically as big as you. So, like, I don't think anybody could hide that thing.
Yeah, the thing is
Underneath
that
the
it is
Altair
impossible
skirt.
for her to hide it physically. It is also entirely impossible for her to hide it emotionally.
She's too proud. She's just going around going to the guards. Look at she's just talking to town guards. Like, look at the thing I looted.
I killed
It's like Roxo. It's like Roxo, the rock and roll clown with cocaine.
I do crossbow.
Yeah, I can't listen to the thing and find the thing and listen to this at the same time, so I gotta wait.
Something that I should mention, she says as she speaks up over your huddle. Are you aware that upon interrupting a quest and claiming it before, claiming ownership of a location outside of a quest is also frowned upon by the Adventurers Hall?
Well, gee, it's almost like someone who had all the information about that could have been upfront with us.
Once again, I was afraid that you might delay and I would have lost Perrin here.
And also,
I mean-
as far as the paperwork is concerned, we had no idea.
Indeed, you did not, but I did have this filled out and it is ready to be signed by an adventurers group.
Right, so can you see how your actions have made us disinclined to trust you?
I'm aware of that, but once again, the difference between the two things is that if I wanted the Adventurers Hall assistance to recover that of my cartographer here, Perrin, it would have taken a week. If I had gotten you to sign this, you could have delayed without information. My worry about Perrin's disappearance.
You could have set a time scale on the quest.
This was before Perrin went missing.
Just a moment. Back to the huddle. So I don't think that we should.
I like picturing this in real life, by the way. Just like,
Me too.
give us a moment, and we'll just go immediately just turn around.
I'm just saying, I think that we can get more out of her than just coin. I think that we should work for an ongoing relationship because, look, the fact of the matter is that she already has some power and she's going to have more power and we're helping her get more power and we should totally get paid off out of that.
Esther's just like the Obama meme, not bad face.
Yep, I can see that.
You do have a point.
I'm getting quite ambitious, but it's sure.
Problem is, I don't know how high of a noble she can get with this. Or do
I don't know
based
how
on
high
what's
she can
going
get.
on Persantium.
Also, how?
Hmm?
How does it? How would it raise her? I don't.
You turn and ask her that question?
Sure.
Master Hammerheart was a forgotten hero of the Adventurers Hall. Upon recovering his tomb, we are able to locate that and restore our standing with the Adventurers Hall for recovering a lost hero and his resting place.
I'm just saying I would not advise messing with his sarcophagus.
I'm aware of that. Our plan is to restore the tomb into a more friendlier nature, make it easier to reach, and to honor that of the lost. Perrin tells me that there was a Cyclops there. I fear we might have a lot of work to do to restore it to its grandeur.
Yes, from its head here.
Oh yeah, kind of a wreck. Sorry.
Understood.
I just like the idea that like dripping Cyclops blood on the carpet.
The servant kind of took it from you and offered to clean it for you.
Okay, good.
That's kind.
Yes. Well, it's better than it dripping throughout the whole entire manor. It's probably now just sitting on top of, sitting out in the
How
back.
long does it? It took us a day to get back. How much is it dripping?
It took a half a day to get back. It was an all-day trip.
Still, it's like 6+ hours, you know.
The wrap that you put it around is soaked with blood.
It is
Okay.
exceedingly drippy. It's actually manufacturing blood as it goes.
Basically, no.
Just prestidigitation the entire time, just making it go away.
Basically, you probably would have done that, but it still is fresh. It's probably about a 4-hour trip out and back.
Right.
Maybe 5 hours. Something between those two.
So meet.
But I think it's a nice thing. I'd like to see this team go back to what it was
It's like
before.
they need help.
And at least that's what the information was telling you. And as I can see that you are very much enamored with the equipment of Hammerheart, an item that not many people knew that he possessed, I believe. Except for those that are in the know and have an extensive information about Master Hammerheart, which
What else can you tell us about him then?
basically he worked with that of the Hikokans to erupt and destroy that of a few of these Magi beasts.
An
Cause-
environmental man.
Yes, he was. Did a lot of work for the Adventurers Hall, but mostly worked with the Hikokans. Formed a good standing with them and disappeared over to their isle for a few years and then returned and then severed ties and then departed and disappeared.
I see. Did you know anything about his passing?
Unfortunately, that's where the up-to-date information lies and ends. We're hoping to find more information within his tomb. He had it built as dwarves do. They have them built before their passing, in preparation
course.
for their final resting. Naturally, as you must know, Master Dwarf.
Yes.
And he basically would have returned to his tomb to spend the last few years before eventually lying to rest. If he had any close friends, they would have known, but most of them were Hikokans at the period.
Oh, interesting.
Indeed. There were rumors of a few Hikokans that travelled in this area. That's where I led to believe that his tomb was in this area.
Alright, so I'm gonna pull the huddle back together and mouth. Book, we should negotiate. Probably not me.
I believe Galatea has the best charisma.
Yeah.
Sitting around at -1. Oh, my persuasion's +1.
I have +2.
Yeah, Galtea's +3.
Ander has a +4 in persuasion.
Anders got it.
Ah,
But would Ander be able to do that as a paladin?
I've got a +2.
I'm not sure how Ander would actually be holding this whole time.
That's a question you want to ask.
You should probably ask.
Shall we leave it off here and come back to it when he's back?
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's getting late enough that I should get to sleep soon anyway, so
Yeah.
that's cool with me.
Yeah, we did start a little bit late, so I just realized that now. But otherwise, congratulations on taking down a Cyclops
that's pretty good.
in 3 turns.
Super lucky.
Dun-dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot
At
of luck.
level 2, guys.
Oh yeah, do tell us when we are gonna level up and all that.
When you reach
That's
out
when
Id
we
event.
go to Id event.
Oh, cool.
That's why I
Yeah.
was saying, like, we could just go finish that, have claim over the thing, come back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
Except
once
that
again,
clearly you're not
she's
going to retain the claim that long.
yes. It'd take a
Well,
week.
how do we then? How would he claim it for longer? And also, how giving him surely
Basically,
what?
you have a week's worth of adventurer's rights. Adventurer's
Okay.
rights, as stated in the adventurer's handbook, states that any adventuring party that discovers an unclaimed ruin or landmark that has been lost to all knowledge of the adventurer's hall and other residing parties has a full week's worth of exploration and full right to explore and discover the secrets of said location.
Yeah, but my point is, what are we signing over? Does she just want to do it sooner than that?
Basically, yes. Like she said, she could wait a week before she can start her restorations because she
Also,
only.
how would so what happens after a week then? Does she lose the rights since we're giving her our week's rights?
Basically, the quest that she's offering you is basically saying that the discovery of the location is your permission, but at the same time, she is connected to the Adventurers Hall, your party group, in the way of gaining the rights to the location of said place.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think
so
giving
what
her
I'm
the rights to it are that bad at this point. I just think that we should try to get paid as much as possible out of it.
Yeah.
so what I'm
Yeah, this will give me
What
some time
I'm
to actually
hearing
listen to
here-
the recording from last time and see what it was set up as.
Yeah, what was the price at? I can't remember off the top of my
I thought it
head.
was
I
like
need to
a bunch of gold per
listen,
person.
I can't listen to both at the same time, so I'm just gonna wait until.
Understood.
But what I am hearing here is that it sounds like Grimnir could also make the claim, couldn't he?
What, claiming it for like the dwarven kingdoms or whatever?
Well, yeah, and you're noble, and it doesn't seem like she has any like blood relation to this dude. She's not even a dwarf, right?
True. Grimnir could claim it as a dwarf kin. Problem is, could you roll me a history check, please, Grimnir?
Sure. 10 or 20.
At the 10, at the top of your head, you can barely remember a person by any persons by the name of Hammerheart.
Well, we don't need him to make a legitimate claim. We just need to make her believe that he has a legitimate claim.
Mm. From what Grimnir can remember, this Hammerheart probably wasn't a nobleman of the actual thing, despite the fact of how much enamored this tomb was. Like, that tomb was, like, built for someone of rich and powerful status. But you don't remember any Hammerheart clans in the mountain homes that you know of. And
Mm.
I mean, I'm just saying, I grew up in the mountains, so mountain homes too. Can I get a history check?
oh yeah, sure. Sorry.
That was not what I meant to do.
Oh, you're back home, are you?
I'm glad it's not just me.
Wrecked.
Lynn, you cared nothing about that. It wasn't magic. It wasn't inventions. Political shit. Pfft, fuck that. No. Fuck that. Screw that noise.
That's for gold chitters to care about.
Yeah, gold chitters. The golden chitters. I like them.
I ain't saying she's a gold
Yeah.
chitter.
The end Lynn's just like, only thing I care is that he had a cool crossbow, and now
Yeah.
it's my cool crossbow.
The
So
best
he's
crossbow.
not important. So he's not important anymore at all.
What was his chip?
Unknown. You'd have to open
Oh.
up the sarcophagus.
Oh, really?
I would
The
suggest
adventurer's
not
there?
doing that.
From what information you do know is that he was very high ranked in the Adventurers Hall before he cut ties. So it is unknown, because when you cut ties with the Adventurers Hall, you're not considered an adventurer.
Sure.
So he could have earned enough to become a gold ranked member himself, or he might have been higher. It's a lost member of the Adventurers Hall.
Okay.
Like, there's a listing of in the Adventurers Handbook. There's a listing of people that have acquired different ranks of high ranking, basically from what level up do they care about and write up about. Let me just check. people over Mithril are written in the book. Basically letting you know things about it. There's a good amount of Mithril folk. There's the Six-Eyed Colim, and then there's the tale about the Adamantium adventurer. Other than that, there's no Hammerheart in it, so you're not sure what rank he acquired before he cut ties. Lynn, on the way home, you discovered that he told tales in his journal before his whatever the disease was that affected him. It seems that the disease was gained whilst on the Hikokan Isles. Whatever it is that was affecting him happened after his stint over there.
He became a magi beast.
Totally. Oh.
There is definitely a line about this in another Irish drinking song.
What?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Wait. I know this because I sing that song. Shit.
Stop it!
Crazy Uncle Mike thought he was a leprechaun,
but in fact he's just a leper, and his arms and legs are gone.
Oh, that's good.
Prefer like Timmy Johnson. Timmy Johnson I wasn't crying shame. He wasn't really Irish, but he went to Notre Dame, and then McNamara crossed the street and by a bus was hit. But he was just a Scotsman, so nobody gave a shit.
But yeah, no, from what you could tell from the short reading that you did whilst walking back, most of the journal's frontal part is about tales about Hikokan Islands, about different things that he has seen. A man that was both lizard and was a walking lizard taught him about things that he never knew and other things. A bit of it is also in Hikokan, which Dimitri can translate. About a
talking lizard
lost lands
things he never knew. It was so fucking
high. He never knew was possible, I should say.
So high.
So Dimitri translates a bit of Hikokan. It's very badly written Hikokan, he tells you. Despite the fact that he's only just recently discovered he can read the language, he's telling you it's really badly written. Like a basic translation to common basically makes it very broken in its way. A lot of conjunctions are lost and everything like that. So it shows that this Hammerheart was attempting to learn how to write Hikokan language. It talks about a lost land and the land of the Gaishun.
2 questions.
2 answers.
So does it mention hockey at all?
It doesn't mention him specifically, but it does mention people like him.
Got it. And the other question is, if we do enough collecting of like translated text, would you be able to learn Hikokan? I don't think you could do it off of this. Like you said, it's badly translated. And it's not like a Rosetta Stone. It's just a small amount of writing.
The one thing I hate about the Rosetta Stone is that you got to remember the Rosetta Stone was translated over like 50 years.
Yeah, and it was also translated for like a few different languages, stuff like that. So yeah, and also I think this is written in Dwarvish, which Esther doesn't speak. Yeah. So like that the thing, it's more of just like a theoretical question. Yeah. I don't think we got this journal so I could like learn Hikokan right now.
The chances of learning Hikokan is really hard to begin with. If it was from an actual Hikokan, doing a Hikokan language tutorial maybe at a school or something, you could probably learn the language in 2 years.
Got it.
Yeah. The chances of
we have Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri will translate for you, so it's all enough. I just like how the first group lost their translation for anything Hikokan now because of Moo being kicked from the group. only Fellborn can speak Hikokan other than Hikokans. Regardless, I should probably put a little marker to show which state she actually is.
Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna read up, or I'm gonna listen to the last week's
Sure.
video.
I'd very much appreciate if you could remind me how much I was giving you.